Hey everyone, this is my Patreon proud reaction to the 22nd episode of Steins Gate. And last episode, the episode was pretty much focused on Kyoma really accepting what he has to do, right? We've been on this path, we want to do all the DMLs and get to that beta world line. But once it really sunk in that means letting Kurisu die, that became a bit harder to deal with, to accept, right? So the big part of the episode was him just, contemplating all of that. And we also found out that Mayuri has some recollection of all the horrible deaths that she suffered. So yeah, that's terrible. So hopefully we can not have her die anymore. Definitely now. I didn't like seeing her die before, but now it's just been made much worse. So Kyoma, do not let her die any more than you have to. I'll come for you. So that was last episode. So let's just see what we're gonna get with this episode. So let's jump on in. 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah. Now Kurisu knows that as well. And opening. By the way, I made a slight adjustment to my reaction format. I used to have it where the subs that you see down there in the timer are completely separate entities. Now I've kind of combined them, so those two things should be in sync always. So that should be an improvement. Although I did have to readjust some things, resize things, so hopefully there's no subs getting cut off or anything like that. If there is, be sure to let me know. But this should be better. Because before I couldn't pause anything without the timer continuing to move forward. So now I can actually pause the timer too. So that's nice. I still do not want to pause if I don't have to, because people still try to sync up with me, and that means they have to pause and resume and stuff. So I still try not to do that, but at least now I can do that, if that makes sense. Back into the gate. Da 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 da. And back into it. Hello, Kurisu. Nice to see you. I forgot to mention, we also saw her being ominously standing in that one building. Yes. Continue, Kurisu. I thought there was more. Oh well. Yeah, it's raining. Maybe we should get inside. that was cute though. It's called a sudden rain. It really catch you off guard. And now we're all wet together. Tell me more, Kurisu. Maybe we could. Oh wow. Maybe we do. Maybe she doesn't need to tell more. Maybe it's pretty apparent. It seems pretty dark. I don't know how much you even really saw. You should never forget that. It's very important. That's probably unpleasant. What? Ouch. Mad scientist klutz. Do you just carry that with you? I guess it would be pretty helpful. So what you're saying is you make a good wife. It's pink. How dare you sit so close to me in the dark? A very weird threat. He runs around a lot nowadays. Yes. It's not like he cares about you or anything, Baka. Well, hope you enjoy your pink thread. Oh my god, that laugh. I wish she needs to do it more. Looks pink to me. Although it is kind of hard to tell in the dark. Oh, is that why she went there to look at that? More lingering time-traveling memories? So, can you tell us who stabbed you? Probably not. How flattering. That's the broken stuff from the ED. Huh. That's what we're trying to do. Yeah, I really don't see any way to save them both, and I've been thinking about it. Yeah, and if she can't, I definitely can't. Don't run downstairs in the dark. That's a terrible idea. I get it, but at some point we do have to accept reality. We're gonna jump again. Or not. Man, she must have really hurried to catch up to him. I can't hear you, Kurisu. But I thought we had been trying. So we're on our current path. I mean, you're already kind of half broken, man. Way too many. And thank you for making me see it again. Yeah, I think you needed that. It is just not healthy to see your best friend die thousands of times. And more importantly, she remembers that, so... Wish I had headphones. Yeah, that does sound pretty messed up when you think about it. Literally waiting for her to die as an experiment. Aww. Mad scientist Hagu. Carrying the box. Some great memories here. Oh, she is beautiful, isn't she? Not gonna finish that. I was waiting for him to accept it, but actually seeing him do so does sting. I'm not sure how to answer that. It's a good point. Maybe there's a big difference when we're actually shifting, like, beta alpha lines. I only half understand what you just said, but yeah. I could never forget you, Kurisu. That's for sure. I knew we were on the same page, Kiyoma. Aww. That's probably the nicest thing he's ever said in the whole show. Oh, wow. Just right out with it. Yeah, Miss Indura, let's see how you feel. Yes, very much so. Is Kurisu going for a Kisu? I think she might be. And yep, she actually did it. Wow. Just like that, this world line was worth going to. She definitely wasn't going to experience that on the original one. Wow, really? My god, Krisu. You are just the best. Yes, I just... ouch. Yeah, let's do that at least one more time. Gotta make sure we have these memories to carry over. You know, the hippopotamus and all that. Man, you are a lucky man, Kyoma. Although I guess he could really use some happiness in his life, considering. So I guess it's fine. How many times are we up to at this point? I really didn't think the relationship would go this far in this show, so I'm a little bit surprised. You know, considering one of them's a tsundere and the other one's a chuni. You know, it doesn't always result in progress very well. American joke. Is that the thing that spun too much? You better. Well, guess this is a goodbye. What's that baseball pitch? And I think you overshot it a bit. That Dr. Pepper, it's all shaken up now. Uh, yeah, he grabs it and turns around, she's gone. It's all shooken up. Can't read Japanese anime lips. And she is gone. I called that. Thanks a lot. I mean, she's right. At least we have that to remember her by. Or a bottle of Dr. Pepper. It definitely will not be as good as the one with you. Can pretty much guarantee that. There's no going up from that. I still don't want to see her get stabbed. I know I dedicated so much time to explaining why it's necessary, but I still don't like it. What do we find? Oh yeah, the thing we were looking for. The DMLs in their database or whatever. I really don't think you are. In fact, I can't remember the last episode you actually were a Daijobu. It's been a while though. Title drop. Just push a button and it's all gone. Oh no, what? Wait, what? You gotta be worried now. Is it just like one final goodbye, or... Well... She didn't get to finish what she was saying, but it was pretty clear what it was. Knew it was bad not to give her that number of death. Is this a victory? Yeah, he just looks completely crazy to them. It's almost like the end of the show. So... Not sure where we go from here. Really is hard to consider going to a war without Krisu as a victory. And the ED is even different. I do like that touch in the episode of showing the broken glass and stuff from the ED. That's different. That's definitely different. I actually got chills from that. What's going on? I hear typing. Presumably on the IBN or on the actual computer. Hello? Oh. You mean Suzuha? There's a lot to throw on him at once. Is there any... Okay. Well, that was a development. Okay, that was the 22nd episode of Steins Gate. Right. So... That last bit there, that was definitely a bit of a curveball, but we'll get to that later. This episode, similar to the last episode, a nice chunk of it definitely was still Kyoma accepting, you know, what he has to do, shift to the beta world line and just essentially sacrifice Kurisu to restore things to how they should be and save Mayuri, right? So there's not too much to say on that, really. Just, it was some really emotional stuff. You know, we got some great Kyoma/Kurisu stuff this episode, you know, because there's always been, like, you know, throughout the course of the show, the relationship has been developing, you know. Kurisu quite obviously likes him. I mean, we've had some very tsundere-ish scenes of her, especially when he went on dates with Ruka, or singular, a date with Ruka. You know, I think she made it pretty clear she likes him at that point, definitely, but definitely dropped plenty of hints around. But this episode, if there was any doubt in anyone's mind, that's completely out the window. Because, you know, they kissed multiple times. And right before he undid the time stuff, she just ran in there for a quick love confession that she got about halfway through. You know? So that's pretty clear. I did love how Kurisu tried to, like, you know, scientifically justify why she kissed him in a way that's not because she wanted to. Just, oh my god, Kurisu, why are you so amazing? Just, yeah, I really wasn't expecting just so much kisu from Kurisu this episode. That was a pretty big surprise, I would say. But yeah, it's just really, really well done emotional stuff between those two this episode, for sure. You know, the whole coat sewing thing was a nice little thing. You know, the 33% chance of getting pink. That was a fun little aspect of that. And I think it was pink at the end. It was really hard to tell sometimes, especially when it showed it in the dark, but I think it was pink. But I really don't think I had too much to say on this episode, honestly. Because it was a pretty focused episode. Kind of skimming through it real quick to see if there's anything else I want to touch on. But, yeah, in the other world line, he never would have had any kind of relationship with Kurisu at all. You know, she died, like, not too long after he met her. So, you know, even though a lot of suffering did come from this, at least he did get to meet her and get to know her and all that. So I think that is at least some positive you can take out of this overall experience. So that is something. But, you know, when Kurisu just burst in there near the end, I thought she was gonna, like, give some news, like, no, don't do it, I just learned something that means this will be a terrible idea. But it seemed like she just went in there to, you know, tell him how she feels. But, you know, she only got, like, halfway through before we undid it. Not even sure what day he's at when he wakes up here. Really? I mean, we know, obviously, Kurisu's no longer in this timeline. But I guess we can just assume it's around the same time as episode 1, I guess. Because I'm pretty sure we didn't see a pop-up showing what time it is. Like, I'll double check that. But I don't think so. She's like, Okabe no koto ga, you know. Then we got, okay, well, we see the world line thing there. And it definitely went past the 1, right? So, that basically, yeah, proof that we did get past the 1% divergence line. But I don't think it said what time it was. So maybe we didn't go back in time, maybe it just reset things, I don't know. I have a very unstable understanding of how all this stuff works, so maybe we didn't go in time at all, we just shifted lines, so I guess it wouldn't necessitate going back in time, but I don't know. I don't know. All I know is Kyoma did one of his classic, you know, organization speeches that he does, and, you know, I don't think people around him completely understand all the meaning behind that, really, but, you know, they try to be as supportive as they can, you know. And I'm going to go back to the stinger, because it definitely did make this ED different, right? Didn't have any lyrics for one thing. Definitely, yeah, it was definitely different. We see some typing, and it's basically Suzuha getting into contact with them, right? Which is certainly unexpected. Yeah, initially we only hear it from, like, Daru's perspective, you know? So it was a little bit hard to get what she was saying to a degree. And yeah, Daru brings her up like she's a strange girl, so it seems like Daru doesn't know her, which is, I mean, that makes sense. But, you know, what does Kyoma know? That's the thing. Because what she says is to come to the roof of Radio Kaikon, right? The place where the time machine landed in that one bit, right? Yeah, he said, "Who are you?" So for a second I thought maybe he forgot about Suzuha, but then it seemed like he didn't after she explained who she was. I mean, he just repeats her name. It doesn't necessarily mean he remembers her, but... yeah, when he says, "What are you doing?" it sounds like he remembers her, so I don't know. Just something about this scene really got me confused whether or not he actually remembered Suzuha. But she has some pretty important news here about stopping World War III. Which, isn't that kind of what we were doing before, you know? the whole what he's trying to do before. But I guess we undid everything we did, so I guess we're back to square one in a degree. Just trying to follow this show sometimes rough on my brain, honestly. But Suzuha got into contact with us. I mean, what was the last thing we did with Suzuha? She obviously went back in time to 1970 something, whatever, to get the IBM for him and stuff like that. Although we, undid all the demos and stuff, so I don't know where that leaves us in regards to Suzuha. Really. But, yeah, this is just, it's pretty confusing. I'm sure we'll get things figured out next episode. But that was quite a bomb to drop on him there, near the end there. So, yeah, I don't think I have too much more to say on the episode. We only have a couple more episodes left, I'm pretty sure, like 24 total, right? So, yeah, I'm not sure what we'll do with those episodes, but I'm sure it'll be compelling. I mean, if we're getting Suzuha back in some capacity, that in itself is great. So, yeah, that's all I got to say on the episode. Just good thing Kyuu stopped him from jumping at that one point. Because who knows how things would have went if that hadn't happened. But yeah, just the biggest takeaway is just the stuff between Kyoma and Kurisu. That was all great. So, just a shame we have to say goodbye to her in the end. So, yeah, we'll see what happens next time. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.